So welcome everyone. Delighted to be here to actually show you solution focused coaching in action. Uh, Michele, Katti, and I came up with this idea because it was actually Katti and Michelle's idea to do this with each other. And we meet monthly to just do solution focused coaching practice where we just we coach each other. And so that's what we want to share, why we're calling it SF Cafe Conversations, because we want to show you solution focus in action. And we would like to coach four of you. Katti's not well, so she's not going to be being a coach this time, but we need four of you because we're going to have 2 rounds of coaching where Michele and I will be your coaches in a breakout room and in the main room. So, you might like to think about what you might like to be coached on while we do the opening. So I would like to do an acknowledgement to country. I'm on Bongan people's land in Mona Vale in Sydney, Australia. And they've been taking care of this land for the last 60,000 years. And I'm surrounded by beautiful ocean and beautiful hills and bushland. Michele, what land are you on?
My
There you go.
apologies. I actually live on Wurundjeri country. It's the nation, Kulin Nation. So Wurundjeri country, which is in Melbourne, otherwise known as Naarm. And I'm actually in bright northeast Victoria at the moment. And I will let you know the country that I'm on at the moment because I've just realised I haven't looked at that. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
good.
usually from Wurundjeri country, and I'm very blessed to have the privilege of living on that land. That's been looked after by over 60,000 years by people from the Kulin Nation. Thanks.
Beautiful. So yes, this session is all about seeing SF coaching in action. And just to begin at the introductions, we just wanted to cover off a few of these questions, give you a context of how we're using solution focus in our work. My current role, I run my own business. I'm a leadership coach and facilitator, and I love to train leaders in using a solution focus approach to how they have conversations and to be more coach-like in how they lead. I've been using SF since 2011 when I came across it with Mark McGurger, who's based in the UK, but I did a 16-week program with him through the University of Wisconsin and got hooked. And now I can't do my coaching in any other way. What I enjoy most about it, I like training people to use the approach, and it's so accessible. That's what I love most about it, that people can change the way they have conversations and make change happen fast. So that's me. Over to you, Michele.
So I came across Solution Focus in 2011 when I was training to become a nurse practitioner in mental health. And I've had numerous forms of training from Michael Durand in Australia. I've done the advanced certificate with the Brief guys in UK, and then completed a level 3 of training for the Diamond model with the Solution Focus Universe. So I've been fortunate enough to have quite an eclectic influence from solution focused trainers and people who originally had contact with Steve DeShazer and Insi Kimberg, and also with those who have helped evolve solution focus as well. So been very fortunate in that regard. I practice solution focus brief therapy in people that we see, mainly people who have had experienced psychological distress, thoughts of suicide or attempted suicide. And I also lead 2 large teams now, and the majority of the work we do is with people who have experienced psychological distress using solution-focused grief therapy. And yeah, I supervise people, lead people, coach people. The Solution Focus has become my life since 2011, basically.
And I was lucky enough to run a team day with Michelle's team, and it was 30 odd people who all know Solution Focus. So it was just such a delight to see what influence Michele has had on all these people that she leads, that they're so in that everything around how they be is being solution focused. So that was really lovely to see that in action. So how it's going to work today is we're going to have one breakout room because dear Katti is not well enough to coach today. So we'll have one breakout room. And we're going to split you in half in going, staying in the main room and some going into the breakout room. And we need people to coach. So that's why I primed you earlier to think about if you had 15 minutes to work with either Michele or I, what would your coaching topic be? And then what we're going to do after the 15 minutes is Michelle's going to come into the main room and I'm going to go into the breakout room. And again, you'll get an opportunity to observe coaching in action. And then after that time, we're all going to come back again to the main room and debrief what you noticed in each style and what happened in the conversation. So a primer here is you being okay for us to record this conversation. So think about a topic that you feel you could be open enough to share with others in the room and others who may watch this later. So that's all I'm going to do now. I'm going to stop sharing. And what I'm going to do is split you into the rooms straight away, and then Michele or I will then pick it up from there around what your best hopes might be for being one of our coachees for the demonstrations. So there's going to be no technical way I'm going to split you. I'm just going to automatically allocate you to rooms. And here's what I would like you to do. I think that works. Okay. So these people, I don't want you to click on the link because the way Zoom works, it's not going to allow me to keep you in the room. So Alan, Danielle, Jay, Joanna, Rush, Safina, Shama, Steph, and Tracy, do not click the link. Yep, you're going to stay in the main room. So let me say that again. Alan, Daniel, Jay, Joanna, Rush, Safina, Shama, Steph, and Tracy, stay in the main room. Okay? Do not click the link. And everyone else, you're going to click the link. And then Michele will be with you in the breakout room for 15 minutes, and then we're going to swap over. Make sense? Okay.
Annette, where are you putting the link in the chat?
It's coming up
Oh,
now.
thank you.
Miriam, stay in the main room. Don't click the link. Let me just check they're all in there. Excellent.
Should we click not now?
Just
Which is
don't
the
just
other
leave
option?
it. Oh,
Will
is there an option there for not now?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to stay until you click it.
Okay, we'll click the not now.
There we go. All right.
Excellent. So we have 15 minutes. I want each of you to think about if you were coached during this 15 minutes, what would be your best hope from the conversation if you were the one that was selected to be coached? You don't need to actually tell me. Just think about what that might be. And it can be anything you like. It's really up to you. And this came about because Michele, Katti, and I meet regularly once a month and do just pure practicing SF coaching. We do nothing else but just practice, and anyone else can join that community as well. And it's just an opportunity to just practice with being SF coached as well as coaching others. So you might like to join our community after this if that's something that you would like. So I like to ask the warm-up scale. Yeah, the warm-up scale is how warmed up are you for me to coach you, yeah, in front of everyone else. And please pick a topic that you're open to share with others, because it's going to be the people here that will listen into it. And there's the others later who hear the recording. So this is actually being recorded. So think about the topic that you would like to be coached on. Don't think about something that's really close to your heart that you don't want to share. Think about something that's safe to share in this context. So the warm-up scale question, Joanna, yes.
Yes, so is it just the attendees, or will this go online to be heard post-conference?
Good question. Yes, it will be going online post-conference.
Thank you.
Yep. So think about the topic in that way. So warm-up scale is up here is pick me, pick me, pick me. Yep. You're super eager to be coached by me. Here is I'll do it if no one else puts their hand up any higher. And down here is, no, I don't want to play today. I'm not really warmed up to play today. And I'm going to turn my screen off because I really don't want to do that. So when I go 3, 2, 1, please put your hand somewhere on the warm-up scale. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what we've got there, I've got Jay, Safina, Alan. I'm going to ask you, the three of you, what, if you were to summarize your topic in a few words, what is your topic? And then I'll decide which one I will go with. Jay, what's your topic that you would like this time with?
Well, I'm struggling with writer's block, and my hope is to come away with some small step to start writing a book I've been working on for 2 years.
Love that. Okay, thank you. Alan, what was yours?
I'm going to say that Tracy's hand was much higher than mine, and you should be asking her.
Oh, nice handball. I'll go to you then, Tracy. Are you okay with that?
I mean, I am okay, but I was also okay with just watching because I know I'm going to be joining you next week.
So Tracy, what's your topic?
So my topic is I'm wanting to improve my business and how I can do that.
Okay, thank you. And Safina, lovely to see you here. What's your topic?
My topic is that I would like to be more SF at work, because I feel like I know the theory, but then I start complaining about my colleagues, about my students, and everything else in between. Anyway.
Okay, nice. Oh, look, all three of those will work beautifully in this time frame. Who am I going to go with? I think I'm going to go with you, Jay, if that's okay. Yep, writer's block. So everyone else, all I want you to do is watch and notice what happens in the interaction, what what am I doing? Yeah, in the interaction. So just notice. Whatever you notice is fine. Okay. And I'd like you all to put your videos off so that you can actually just see Jay and I. And you may like to go up to the view at the top right-hand corner and put it on speaker view, and then you can just see us, just the two of us in action. Okay, Jay, you're in the hot seat.
All right.
So I'm curious. Thank you so much for volunteering and being eager to volunteer. I'm curious, what are your best hopes from our conversation just now around your writer's block?
Well, my best hope would be that I would come away with one small action that I'm currently capable of doing that would get me started writing this book that I've been spinning around and around for 2 years. And I don't know what that is.
Okay, I love that. One small action that you're capable of doing. Yeah. Could you just pause for a second? I'm noticing some more people coming on. So for those people who've just arrived, please, it's just a coaching demonstration you're watching. Yep, so you don't need your video on for this segment of the session. So what difference would that make to you, Jay, if you walked away with one small action that you're capable of doing? What difference would that make to you?
Well, I would feel like I'm finally launching into something that means a whole lot to me. Um, it's it would make me feel like I'm moving again, and I would be doing what I feel a sense of passion and calling to do. And I think I would just be motivated to take a second step.
Oh, nice.
It's a big project.
Okay, okay.
And the sheer size of it is what's been blocking my path forward. So
Yes.
I'm like trying to wind away and find here's a crack I could step through.
So if you were feeling you're moving again, what difference would that make?
I'd feel useful and productive
Ah, good.
as a professional.
Okay. I'm really curious. What is the writing that you're wanting to do?
It's a book about it's a book for suicide law survivors to help them understand and begin to work out why the person they lost to suicide did what they did.
Wow. Okay.
So it encompasses a lot of suicide theory. There's a fair amount of science, and then there's also a lot of practical steps and processes to sort of. So it's both a practical, useful, like self-help, but also
Mhm.
I'm trying to ground it in the literature so that it holds up with professionals in the field.
Right.
And I'm a kind of outsider to the
Yeah.
field.
Ah, okay. I could really hear your passion behind this project. That's something that's really close to your heart. So suppose tomorrow you woke up and the writer's block had gone, totally vanished by a miracle. What might be the first sign that you would notice when you woke up tomorrow that that writer's block that was there has suddenly vanished and you're feeling you're moving again and you're taking actions and it's just flowing? What would be the first sign that you would notice that this writer's block's gone?
I don't know if it's the first or the second sign,
Okay.
but I would find my fingers on a keyboard, to be
Wow.
quite honest. But
Ah,
the second thing, maybe it precedes it. I would just realize that I don't give a damn what anyone thinks about what I write at this
ah,
stage.
ah.
I wouldn't give a damn, so I would just get my fingers on the keyboard.
Wow. And what difference would that make? Noticing that your hands are on the keyboard, fingers are on the keyboard?
Well, then I would be writing.
Mm,
And it's what I want desperately to do.
yeah. Wow.
And
And
so if I didn't care, I would just start
ah,
because it doesn't have to be perfect.
yeah, okay. And how would you notice that you didn't care? You were just, the fingers were just going. How would you notice that?
Hmm. Not sure. How would I know that I don't care? I'm stumped.
That's okay. That mightn't have been a good question.
Hmm.
Who might be the first person that would notice this new you with the writer's block gone and you're just on your computer? Who might notice this new version of you?
Well, the first person would be my cat because I wouldn't be sitting next to the cat on the couch thinking
Okay.
about writing. And she would
Okay.
be sad because I was gone. I'm sitting in this office and
Ah,
I'm working. The second person would be my wife because she would come home and there'd be something going on with my face, I assume.
ah,
Um, like my face would be emanating some sense of I did something finally. I wrote something,
ah.
and she can tell that usually. She knows me very well.
Yeah. How would she, if, what would she see in your face if to tell her that, wow, he's into it, he's moving, he's at the
I
keyboard?
would, my face wouldn't look like this. It would look more like she would probably detect something glowing about me just walking through the door. And I'd appear energized. I'm a wisecracker, so I can be thoroughly depressed and still wisecrack. But I don't
Okay.
know. She would just see me looking like I had something to tell her,
Wow.
right? And so often that'll happen between us. We just look at each other when one of them comes through the door, and it's like, what? So she would go, what? And I would go, hey, I wrote something today, and I did not delete it.
Wow. And what difference would that make to her, hearing you say that you wrote something today and didn't delete it?
She'd be terribly glad that she didn't have to hear yet another sob story about how I'm not making any progress. She would
Mm,
feel better, and but she'd be happy for me because she knows how badly I want to do this.
yeah. Okay. So to make a real difference to her to see that you're writing something.
Yeah.
So what might be a good name for this project? Jay, that you're focused on in terms of writing this beautiful book for suicide loss survivors, this practical self-help book? What's a good name for this project that you're venturing into?
The name of the book itself, or
And the process of writing it. Yeah.
oh, how would I name the process?
The project, like this project of we started with that you
Mhm,
wanted to help with the writer's block, but
mhm.
if that's gone, what's the project you focus on in terms of this book?
Well, I'm calling the book The Why Question.
Ah, is it Project Why?
Yeah,
Project the Why question, or yeah,
yeah,
what fits to keep
why?
that
Yeah.
front of mind
It's
of,
all about, it's all about the why.
okay, nice, nice. So what we need to wrap it up in a moment. I'm
Okay.
wondering on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the book's complete or well on the way, and a 1
Mhm.
is you haven't written a word. Where are you today on that scale?
Truthfully, I'm probably around 6.
Okay, nice.
Uh, yeah.
Because
I have
what
a
I heard,
huge amount of background research I've done, notes
wow,
I've taken, outlines, uh, all kinds of sequence of thought and exercises that I've actually practiced with other suicide loss survivors. So
wow.
I have a fair amount done. It's the writing.
Okay, excellent. Hello, Michele. She's back here. Thank you. I'm just going to wrap this up in 20 seconds and then I'll shoot off. So, Jay, if you moved it to a 7, what would a small step, sorry, not a small step, what would be a sign that you had moved it to a 7? What would be a small sign?
I think for me, it would be to start writing the preface.
Okay.
Um, and I don't necessarily have to finish it, but that I wouldn't have deleted what I wrote. That would be the sign that I'm keeping this for now. And
Love it.
I have yet to do that.
Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up now because I need to get into the other breakout room. Thank you so much
Okay.
for volunteering. Um, and yeah, best of luck with your writing your book. I would love to purchase a copy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I will leave you and I'm going to jump into the other room. We're not going to debrief that conversation until after the second practice. Okay, I'll head off.
Hello. Oh, Pam and Miriam, there's a few that have joined since I left this room. Okay, our next 15 minutes of coaching. So do I have a coachee volunteer? Oh, you're back, Annette. Oh, can't hear you, sorry. Okay, I think she's right. Yes, okay. Coachee volunteer.
I think we've all gone shy again.
We
We could
have, yeah.
army volunteer Tracy and
Tracy.
Safina because they
Alan's,
both said they'd go last time and didn't get to
Alan's
go.
insisting that I volunteer, apparently. which I don't mind if we want.
Okay. Let's do that. Who can be our timekeeper and give me I've got it on my phone, but just in case I get so in depth into the coaching, can someone be a timekeeper for 15 minutes? Thanks, Miriam. Okay, Tracy, what are your best hopes from us chatting today for the next 15 minutes?
So I am working on improving my business, and I'm a bit stuck because I get all in my head about what I want to do and become really overwhelmed by the number of tasks that I give myself.
So if we could have a conversation around improving your business in some way, what sort of a difference might that make for you?
It would take some of the pressure off my shoulders. So the more that I think about, the more pressure I feel like I'm under. So to alleviate some of that pressure would make a big difference.
Yeah, okay. And so if the pressure was alleviated, what would be happening instead of the pressure being there?
Instead of feeling pressure, so when I feel pressured, I stop doing things. So it's like the brain stops working and the motivation goes down. So if the pressure wasn't there, or if it was alleviated, then I would be getting the tasks finished.
Yep. And the impact that would make, actually, if you're heading in a direction of improving your business and that you'd be feeling like you're getting tasks finished, then what sort of an impact might that have for you?
I mean, hopefully the impact is that other people will see it and want to engage with me. Because obviously my business goals are to get clients, get more clients, get my name out there. So having people notice that and see what I'm doing would make a big.
And if people were to notice that, that you're getting the tasks finished, the difference that would make?
They would get to see who I am and what my business does. And then the difference that would make would I know when people see me and see what I do, the effect of that is that more people engage and refer to me.
Sorry, more people would,
engage with me and refer to me.
Yeah. And with that, with the more people engaging and referring to you, because you've got your tasks finished, it's clear that there's more people engaging with you.
Yeah.
How is that going to make an impact for you? What sort of an impact will that make for you?
It would be in so many ways. It's the achievement of my goal. So that feeling of success, the feeling that I'm contributing and helping people. And financially, of course, a business is financially successful.
Yeah.
And when I'm feeling that way, I do better work with my clients.
Yeah. So when you talk about that feeling of success and helping people, and so subsequently, you feel like you're doing better with clients or just doing better. Thinking back, when was the last time you experienced that? Thinking back in life, that you experienced that feeling of success to the point where you actually felt like you were helping people and doing better.
The last time I really felt that way was graduating, because I never thought I would be able to do the training that I did. So doing a bachelor's was something that I never thought I'd be able to do, until I did it. And that feeling of accomplishment is something that, yeah, I'd felt little times in the past, but not to the level that I was feeling at that point. Yeah. And at the same time, because a part of my graduation was my placement, having that, not just the first client, we got all excited about seeing that first client, but having that, the first client who is ready to go off on their own and they've achieved what they've come for, that was probably the best feeling.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So graduating, actually, that like you felt like that when you graduated, and that feeling of accomplishment having graduated, and then also having that first client be able to go off.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've achieved what they wanted to achieve. Yeah. Yeah. And so when you're thinking back on those times, what difference did that make, actually experiencing that feeling of accomplishment? What difference did that make for you?
It really knocked out some of those negative thoughts. So those thoughts that I can't do this, I immediately had evidence that, yeah, I can. I've just done it, so I know I can do it.
Yeah. And what was the first, small signs that you were convinced you could do this? I can do this. I've got this, experiencing this sense of accomplishment. What were the first small signs for you that was within you?
It was the process of going from theory to actually doing. It's one thing to learn and to read and to study, but to actually put it in practice is a completely different experience. And putting it in practice and seeing the results of that practice, and the results being very positive.
Yeah.
It completely changed my outlook.
Yeah. And what did you notice about your outlook that was different?
Everything became more positive, not just around my business and what I do, but every part of my life started to look a bit more positive.
And what in particular, one small thing you could tell me that you noticed that was, you had that feeling of things seem more positive?
I probably didn't notice it myself, but I had a friend say to me that they had seen a change in me. That, yeah, there was a side of, not that a side of me was coming out that they hadn't seen before, but just that they hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Yeah.
So they'd seen something new they hadn't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that seemed to be that positivity. And what does that mean about you, that you're able to, finish your bachelor, experience that feeling of accomplishment to the point where it even knocked the negative thoughts out of you, that positivity became apparent in your life to the point where your friend could actually recognize it? What does that mean about you?
Ooh, that's in the fields, isn't it? I mean, it means that I'm capable. I am intelligent. Sometimes I didn't think that way. It means that the qualities that other people saw in me before I saw them in myself absolutely existed. And
So you're
now,
capable, intelligent, and what was the last bit? That the other qualities people saw in you?
yeah, so people were encouraging me a long time ago to do these things, and I couldn't see in myself what they were seeing in me, but doing it and achieving these things, I started to see those things that they saw in me, those qualities.
So you saw the capable, intelligent you, and what else?
The compassionate, the caring, the person that really, really enjoys weird ethical things.
Weird what things, sorry?
Weird ethical dilemmas. I love
Right, okay.
I never thought I would get excited over conversations around ethics, but that happens. So really it was me coming out. The parts of myself that I was suppressing has come out. Yeah, and I've been able to observe it.
You coming out, yeah, okay. So if at the end of this conference, for some reason, it just comes upon you that the version of you, the capable, intelligent Tracy that is able to get the tasks done, and people are seeing that, it's worth engaging with you. People are going to refer to you because this is clearly a capable, capable Tracy that's capable of accomplishing anything, really, because she's managed to do this counselling degree. And what's the first small sign that will let you know that you're heading in that direction of all of this together is going to help me improve my business? So just a small sign at the end of our conference, for instance, that's actually you're heading in that direction.
A small sign. Oh, I'm a little bit stuck. A small, because I've got my to-do list.
Pardon?
I've got my to-do list.
Your to-do list?
Avoid looking at. But a small sign would be looking at that to-do list and going, yeah, I can do this. Here's something I'm going to do today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what will you notice as you're looking at that to-do list and you say, yeah, this is what I can do today. This is what I can do today. What will be tipping you off that actually I've got this sense of accomplishment and that I'm got to get these tasks finished because this is me. This is Tracy who's actually graduated. I'm capable, intelligent Tracy. I'm going to get these done. What's going to tip you off that that's present? Those qualities are present.
Instead of looking at that list and feeling bogged down, it's a list of things to achieve.
There'll be a list of things to achieve.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what difference will that make? That it's now a list of things to achieve.
Well, then I want to do them.
You want to do them?
Yeah.
The list of achievements.
Yeah.
What does that mean about you? That you're actually to the point of you've changed this from that this is now no longer a list to do, but rather a list of accomplishments that you want to do. What does that mean about you?
Yeah, it means that I know I'm on the right path because I can look at it in a different way. Like just a short conversation, I can already reframe everything that I've got to do. And I don't think I could do that if I was on the wrong path.
Mm-hmm.
So that there's that little seed of doubt that I've had, by seeing them as achievements, then there's nothing to water that seed.
Yeah.
Michele, sorry.
Thank
Time-
you.
time is
Time.
up.
Yeah. So thanks. My phone's yelling at me too. So thanks, Tracy. All out of questions. Thanks for helping me understand when you'll know you're on the right path.
Thank you, Michele.
Yeah.
And I'm writing that down, list of achievements.
Yeah. Okay. So I might just send Annette a message. I'm not quite sure how we do that, because I think she should have probably made me co-host, but she hasn't. So we might just have to twiddle our thumbs for a couple of minutes. But I suppose what we will be doing when we come back together is actually thinking about what we noticed that was helpful in those sessions that we witnessed, or any questions that you might have for myself or Annette in relation to those. Just looking for the chat. And I'll tell you a little story. I actually went on holidays this week with friends and hadn't looked properly at my diary that I'd agreed to do this session. So I've been riding a motorbike through the mountains in Victoria. So I had to quickly find a library that I could race in, because I had to check out of my accommodation this morning because it's 10 to 12, 10 to midday here. Yeah, so I thankfully found a library half an hour from my accommodation to be able to nick into and set up. It was quite funny. I really need to merge my work calendar with my personal calendar.
That's one of my tasks, is how to do that successfully.
We can both head in that direction.
It looks like you're at a beautiful beach in Australia, so you're
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm actually in the mountains.
yeah.
But I do like a beach. Oh, we can't hear you, Annette. Sorry.
Are you finished?
Yep.
Yep.
We've just been waiting for you guys.
So we need to have a bit of a debrief, and I'm wondering if it would be helpful now that we hadn't talked about this, Michele, but I'm wondering if we break it into smaller groups, into breakouts, to have a quick conversation around what everyone noticed, but do it in smaller conversations. What if we do that, and then we can leave a few minutes at the end to bring out everyone's, rather than doing it in the big group to start with. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put you all in breakouts. Recreate. Okay, please press on the button. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes. So if you're in a group of 4, then please make sure everyone gets some airtime about what did you notice in both those demonstrations of solution focused coaching. And everyone is to press the link this time. You stay here, Michele. Hello. You weren't meant to press the link.
Oh, thank thinking, oh, okay, I'll go to a breakout, sorry. Okay, in 2 minutes, I'm going to whiz around to just a summary of group 1, what you noticed. Room 1? Do you know what rooms you were in?
Yeah,
No.
Miriam's going.
Jay, do you want to give us a summary of your room?
Michele, Miriam went off mute. So
Oh,
we'll
Miriam,
go
sorry.
Miriam
Yep, go.
first.
Yeah, I was just going to say we talked about the just the general sort of strength-based language that you guys were using, how you were seemingly really trying to stay close to the client's language. We talked about specific questions that we really liked, like Annette, your question, the warm-up scale, I haven't heard before, really liked that one. And Michele, your question about like really honing in on when your coachee had felt this feeling before, or like this feeling that she wanted to have, and using that in the, yeah, that was really good.
Okay, thank you. Another group, what did you notice that you picked up on for the first one?
I guess I could go. I think one of the first things we noticed, and this might be a factor of having a bunch of people familiar with solution focused practice, was that the coachees went pretty quickly toward solutions and hopes versus wallowing and spinning in the problem. And I noticed that in myself. My answers were rising in problem language, and I would switch it off. And so, and also the fact that there was this sense of just noticing vulnerability in making our stories known, and the fact that because you're sharing with another person, even if it's just a coach, but even in a group like this, you've spoken this aloud, and therefore there's a sense of accountability, a sense of needing to move now because it's been made public.
Yeah.
And but it seemed like, and especially as a coachee, it felt very much like this is ridiculously obvious. I know how to do this. What is it going to take to move? And it's like you leave with the sense that I already know how to do this. Now I feel like because someone is asking me, and if you were coming back, say for another session,
yeah,
movement would happen. Anything anybody else in the group wanted to say there?
Anything you want to add?
The accountability piece as well.
Thanks, Jenny. Yeah.
So I'm conscious we need
Yes.
to bring it to a close because you want to probably get on to the next session and have time to get there. Thank you so much for those 4 volunteers for allowing us to coach you in front of everyone. We really appreciate it. Just to finish off, if you want to be in contact with any of us or actually join our SF Cafe Conversations that we have monthly, please reach out to one of us. And dear Katti didn't get an opportunity to coach, but she's part of the group that we have that meet monthly and practice SF coaching. So please reach out to one of us if you want to be involved in that or want to connect with us as well. There's our contact details. Thank you so much, everyone.